Dear students, welcome to our class on JRF, SRF, NET 2022, CORE NRM 1, lecture 6. In this class also, in the CORE NRM, we try to understand some bits from soil science and agriculture chemistry which are fundamental. These fundamental bits are very much useful in deciding the ranking, how in the assertion and reasoning type. These fundamental things are given either in the assertion or reasoning. At the same time, list 1 and list 2. In the list 1, okay, capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D are given. In the list 2, Roman letter 1, Roman letter 2, Roman letter 3, Roman letter 4 are given. In the answers, okay, mathematical, okay, numerical 1, 2, 3, 4 are given in such bits, so these are embedded. So fundamentals are embedded either in the assertion or in the reasoning. So that's why the first bit today's class is calcium. In the maths the following, usually calcium, okay. Semi-permeability of cell membrane. In the maths the following, calcium, semi-permeability of cell membrane. Manganese, okay, gray speck of oats. Manganese, gray speck of oats. Sulfur, sulfur, okay, pepinase, sulfur pepinase. Copper, okay, empty glooms in wheat. Copper, empty glooms in wheat. Potassium, okay, so luxury consumption. Potassium, luxury consumption. Magnesium, okay, so structural component of ribosomes. Magnesium, structural component of ribosomes. Phosphorus, okay, bluish green foliage. Phosphorus, bluish green foliage. So these are the most common. Match the following. I continue. A value, okay, in the match the following, A value, fried, okay, and dim, okay, fried and dim. A value. Zinc, okay, zinc, DTPA, as you know, zinc DTPA. Phosphorus, okay, brace reagent. Phosphorus, brace reagent. Boron, hot water. Potassium, okay, so ammonium acetate. Organic carbon, TAMS reagent. Sulfur, CaCl2, okay. Criteria of essentiality. Criteria of essentiality. Who found it? Criteria of essentiality. Before that, that we call it as the Agron. Criteria of essentiality, Agron and Stout. Okay, so this I would like to share with you. Earlier also, minimum. Okay, Liebig's law of minimum. Okay, essentiality, Liebig's. So that's what we discussed in the earlier classes as well. Now, so we continue with some more very interesting bits of soil science fundamentals that are very much useful to you in assertion reasoning type, and list 1 and list 2 comparison, and then picking up the correct answer. Now the first bit among those things is the group of legume crops inoculated by single rhizobium species is referred to as cross incubation group. Nitrogen content decreases with cultivation due to organic matter loss through decomposition. Foliar application in the form of urea at 2% concentration is advocated in dryland areas. When soil application is not possible, when application of urea at 2% concentration on dryland crops give, okay, very good yields, crop growth and yields. Now, overliming increases P fixation, okay, forming more insoluble CAP, okay. Once again I read, overliming increases P fixation, forming more insoluble CAP, okay, compound, CAP compound, Ca-P, calcium and phosphorus compound. Now, so excess P causes trace element deficiency, particularly dash iron and zinc. Once again, I read for your academic interest. Excess P causes trace element deficiency, particularly iron and zinc. Iron and zinc is the answer. Reduced crop yields without the appearance of definite symptoms is called hidden hunger. In the earlier class also I told few times. Mount Morillonite requires a dash percent base saturation to release Ca 70%. Okay, base saturation. Water soluble and exchangeable potassium together referred to as available K. The organic compounds in root exudates that chelate with Fe3 plus and increase its absorption by plants are. Okay, I just repeat for your academic interest. Organic compounds in the earlier bits in the 5th class I told. I just don't want to take your valuable time. I just go to another bit, please. Now, so plants having a copper content of less than 5 ppm are regarded as Cu deficient. Okay, plants having copper content of less than 5 ppm, okay, are regarded as a Cu or deficient. So in general, as far as the zinc deficiency is also concerned, less than 5 ppm in rice, we call it as a high responsive, very high responsive to zinc application. That's why. Similarly, plants having copper content of less than 5 ppm are regarded as Cu deficient. Boron deficiency is often associated with dry weather and soil moisture conditions, low soil moisture conditions. Boron deficiency is associated with the dry conditions of the atmosphere and low soil moisture conditions. Now, leaves of tobacco and tomatoes thicken and begin to roll due to the excess presence of chlorine. In, of course, the crop which is preferred to be grown after green manure crop owing to its a high tolerance to soil acidity. It is a rice crop. The process of enrichment of surface water bodies with nutrients, usually in the lakes, flora, increases. The process we call it as the eutrophication. The process we call it as the eutrophication. It is enrichment of surface water bodies with nutrients. Okay, that's what. Now, correct answer you pick up. The inherent capacity of the soil to provide essential chemical elements for plant growth is called soil fertility. Once again, I repeat for your academic, the inherent capacity of the soil to provide essential chemical elements, for plant growth is called as soil fertility. When an essential element is at a low concentration, that severely limits yield and produces more or less distinct deficiency symptoms are called deficient, are called deficient. Movement of ions in the soil solution along the concentration gradient is called diffusion. Natural nitrification inhibitors. Any cakes, whether it is neem cake, whether it is a karanja cake, or even in case of neem oil, natural nitrification is inhibited. Single superphosphate supplies 16 kg P2O5, 20 kg calcium and 12 kg of what? It is sulfur. Bitter pit of apples is due to the deficiency of calcium. The Khera disease of rice is due to the deficiency of zinc. Marsh spot of peas is due to the deficiency of manganese. The nutrient which plays major role in pollen germination and pollen tube growth is boron. Citrus plants develop yellow spot due to the deficiency of molybdenum. A pH of 7 represents neutrality, a pH of 5 acidity, a pH of 7 neutrality, a pH of 8, 9, they call it as a high pH soils. Generally, a pH meter ranges between 0 to 14. 0 to this bit possibility is there. That's why I'm getting associated with. Okay, kindly listen. Okay, so indicator plant for boron deficiency is sunflower. Okay, father of field plot technique, J.B. Bussingholt. So, based on mobility in plant, phosphorus comes under mobile. Rhizobium japonicum is specific to soybean. I worked for my soybean during my PhD. I applied Rhizobium japonicum. Now, a loss of nitrogen in alkaline soils is mostly by volatilization. Nitrogen content of ammonium sulfate is 21%. When soil organic carbon is below 0.5%, the soils are rated as low. The chlorinated hydrocarbons like DDT persist for a long period in the soil, okay, and it has an half-life period of 3 years. The toxicness of tobacco is due to the deficiency of boron. Based on the mobility in the plant, molybdenum is considered as partly mobile. An example for chloride-loving plant, coconut. Reduced synthesis of proteins and oil in crop is due to the deficiency of sulfur, S. In case of alkali soils, the dose of zinc sulfate for soil application is 100 kg per hectare. Suitable amendment for calcareous alkali soils is gypsum. Anti-gloom in wheat is due to the deficiency of copper. Available iron in Indian soils ranges between 0 to 0.092 to 225 ppm. DRIS was developed by Bufils. Now, the phosphatic fertilizer use efficiency increases when applied by placement. When it is applied by placement, broadcasting not that much response. Okay, that's why placement of phosphatic fertilizer gives use efficiency more phosphatic use. So just in general, bits will come like this also: VAM, vascular, herbascular, mycorrhiza. Okay, like that, some of the things. Now, in the match, the following most important things are stendzite, FePO4, 2H2O, dolomite, CaCO3, MgCO3, malachite, 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 Cu2OH twice, CO3, molybdate, MOS2, fluorapatite, it is 3Ca3PO4 twice, CaF2, tricalcium phosphate, it is 3Ca3PO4 twice, pyrolusite, it is MnO2. Last 2 bits of today's class: Smithsonite, ZnCO3, boric acid, H3BO3. Thanking you very much for your very patient hearing. Here I would like to impress upon you that all these bits may be fundamental, but in deciding the ranking, in the assertion reasoning type, in the math, the following with list 1 and list 2, these simple bits are embedded to determine how accurately you have prepared, how in a disciplined way you have prepared as far as the subject in depth is concerned. Okay, in depth subject you should know. That's why I am covering these bits in this lecture 6 of NRM group. Thanking you very much for your very patient hearing.